Next, let's learn how to make the nose. Start with a foundation chain of 6 stitches. Crochet flat along the foundation chain first. Finally, crochet in rounds. Please watch the demonstration. Take the yarn. First, chain 6. After completing the foundation chain, crochet the first row. Begin from the second stitch from your hook. Pick up one strand on the top of the chain. Crochet 5 single crochets in a row. This completes the first row. Next, crochet the second round. Chain 1 to begin. Turn the work. Make a single crochet increase in the last stitch of the previous row. Pay attention because the fabric has been turned over. The stitch corresponds to the top left corner position. Once done, continue crocheting 3 single crochets in sequence. One single crochet increase. Rotate the piece. Pick up the other 2 strands of the chain stitch. That is, the insertion point of the first row. Crochet 1 single crochet increase in sequence. Three single crochets.